Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and it's a Wealthy Life. Today, I'm recording from my office because outside, everyone's blowing all the leaves around. It's fall, all the leaves are coming down, so all the neighbors are picking up their leaf pile and taking care of business. So it's real noisy outside, and it's a little cold. As you can see behind me, I'm really into building Legos. I love Legos. I have ever since I was a teenager, a little kid. And I got back into them in my 30s, so I kind of got some of the newer Lego sets. So it's been fun. It's a hobby I enjoy. But speaking of hobbies, it's kind of something I wanted to talk about today in how you spend your time. It's important. Everyone spends their time differently on this planet, and we all have the same amount of time. Some have more, some have less, depending on how long you live, obviously, but we all have the same 24 hours every day, and how we spend it is pretty important into your wealth building journey. The way I think about it is there's three decisions you can make every day, right, in how you spend your time. You can number one, you can do nothing. Number two, you can build wealth. And number three, you can live, right? So let's start with number one, doing nothing, right? I guess I would consider naps doing nothing. If you take a nap, a little cat nap during the day, but sometimes those are nice, sometimes those are healthy and good for you. What else? Well, you could scroll on your phone. That's kind of doing nothing, in my opinion. It's not really healthy for you. You don't pay attention to anyone around you, and you're not building wealth when you're scrolling on your phone. When you're doom scrolling Instagram or Twitter or X or Facebook, doom scrolling, it's just not that productive and not that healthy for you either. Do I do it? Yeah, I do it. So does everyone else, right? You go, you travel around, you go into all the airports, stores, restaurants, everything. People are doom scrolling, doing nothing. So that's another thing. You could be on your TV all day, maybe watching football all day. That's kind of doing nothing. It's entertaining, right? Entertainment is fun at times, and you need it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but in my opinion, it's kind of like doing nothing. Sometimes when you're doing those things, you're not really paying attention to your family if you're watching the TV all day. It's an interesting way to spend your time, but it's not productive, that's for sure. It's not going to build wealth, not very much. Number two, building wealth. What is that, right? What are some things you could do during the day to build wealth? You can do projects around your house. That's building wealth. You're adding value to your house and your home, your family. You could research how to start a business. You could go online, and there's so much information online. That's productive. If you're doing research on a business or on maybe content creation, using ChatGPT, AI, you're learning things, learning about the world, that's productive. That's building wealth. Also, your job, right? You're working a job, you're going to your job, that's building wealth, right? That's a decision you have to make every day. You have to get up and decide, I'm going to go to my job and do this. That's part of wealth building, right? Going and doing your budgeting, going to your bank and paying an extra mortgage payment, right? Paying off those credit cards. That's part of wealth building, right? So that's productive, and that's part of something you have to decide every day. And sometimes you got to be careful. You can spend more time than you can imagine wealth building. You could spend 80, 100 hours a week wealth building, right? But that sometimes affects your family and your living part, and that's part number three, right? Living. Whether you have children or not, or whether it's just you and your spouse, or even yourself, you need to live. You need to live for today. You need to be present. And what do I mean by that? So this weekend, I was really present this weekend with my family. Saturday, we all got up at a reasonable time. I was kind of ready early. the neighbor kid comes over. She wants to play. And she's 2 years younger than my son. And my son really wanted to go outside. So I decided, you know what, I'll go out with them. We always go out with our kids. We always watch our kids. We're very intent on doing that, and we enjoy it. So I go out for an hour, and I'm present the whole time. I'm watching my son. I'm watching both the kids. They're playing this Pirates game. It's so cute. They go up. We have this fort in the backyard. And they go in the fort, and they pretend that there's a giant squid in the ocean, and they got to avoid it, so they got this little ship wheel up there, they're turning it. And so, I'm just sitting on the patio watching. And you know what? When they see that you're watching your children, they smile. They know that you're paying attention to their story of they're playing pirates, right? And I even took a couple videos on my cell phone. I'm like, oh, I got to video this. This is so cute, right? So we do that for an hour. We get back, eat lunch, and then my son and I were like, we need some haircuts. Our hair is just going crazy, right? So we both go out, get haircuts. On our way back, my son, we have a neighborhood playground in the center of the neighborhood. It's something we pay for in the HOA. And he's like, oh, Dad, I want to go to the playground today. It was nice out. And he's like, just like kind of begging me, can we go, Dad? So we get home, and I'm like, I really wanted to record more video to build wealth, right? I wanted to work on number 2, building wealth. So I wanted to record a video, but then I'm like, I don't get much time with my kids. You only get so many years with your kids. So I'm like, let's go. It's a nice day. Let's do it. I even bring my camera with me. I was thinking, maybe I'll record a video while he's playing, but then I get there and I'm like, forget that. Like, I want to be present with my kid. Like, he's having fun. Be a part of that, I didn't even bust out my phone. I'm not going to scroll on my phone while he's there having fun. And it was just me and him. So it's like, I want to pay attention to him so he knows, like, hey, Dad knows what I'm doing, right? So we do that. We play in the playground. There's a bunch of rocks there. He's climbing all over the rocks. I'm paying attention as well because I don't want him falling on the rocks and getting hurt. So we do that. We go down by the little tiny lake we have and check out the lakes, look for some snapping turtles, right? That's kind of fun. We got a couple soccer nets down there, and I'm like, hey, go run to both soccer nets. He loves running. He's really into running. So we do that. And we take some photos while we're there, the fall colors, me and him, just take some selfies. And then we walk back. And so it was a great day. And I thought to myself, man, I got to talk about this on my channel. This is part of wealth building as well, a little bit. When you live life and you're present with your family and your kids, there's a little wealth building going on there too. And I'll talk about that in a future video. And that has to do with building generational wealth. I'll talk about that in a future video for sure. That's super important. And it's not always about money. I'll tell you that right now. So, and the next day we did some more picking up. And then I sat down with my family late in the evening after I cooked dinner and did dishes. We played this Exploding Kittens card game. It's a silly card game. Kids love it. It's like not a whole lot of strategy, but it's fun. We busted out some popcorn, had a good time. So it was just a great weekend. I loved it. I was present. I was living. That's number 3, living and being present. And it could be argued it might be the most important one. I think there should be a healthy balance between all 3, more so on wealth building and living and being present. Those 2 are very important. Doing nothing, there's a time for it, but to be honest, you should really be working on the latter too. Wealth building and being present with your family. If you can do those 2 things at a reasonable balance, I think you're going to do well. I've done well with it. Again, I'm not perfect. I sometimes am doom scrolling on my phone, not building wealth, etc. But for the most part, I strive every day on a daily basis to do those 2 things: build wealth, be present, right? And you do have to balance the 2, right? If you're working a difficult job where you work 80 hours a week, you're going to sacrifice being present with your family. And that's not going to build generational wealth. I can tell you that right now. It's going to build your monetary wealth, right? Financial wealth. And that's good. And you do need that. But at the end of the day, you got to decide. You only have so much time on this planet. You know, everyone's got the same amount of time. I got as much time as the richest person in the world, Elon Musk or Bill Gates. You know, how do they use their time, right? What's their generational wealth look like? They may have a huge financial nest egg, but are they happy with their family and their children? I don't know. Something to think about, right? Let me know what you guys think. Just something I thought about this weekend after spending time with my family, and I came up with those 3 things. And I'll probably bring them up in the future. So if you guys enjoy this channel, please subscribe and like the video below. And everyone, have a great day.